First off, hey guys. So I wanted to review the movie Resort to Love. I was just gonna do a review, but then my boyfriend was like, "Why don't you do a review and your makeup?" So here I am doing my makeup at night for no reason, well, besides the point of doing this video. Um, to the movie Resort to Love, starring Christina Milian. So this is a Netflix movie, a rom-com, which is what I go on Netflix for to watch rom-coms. I love cheesy movies. I love predictable endings. I just love it all. So this movie kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So spoilers, I'm about to try to summarize it. I'm supposed to be doing my makeup, huh? See, I knew this was gonna be a bad idea because I can't multitask. So here I am. So let me get this on first, and then I'll try to take this step by step. So the movie starts off, Christina Milian, her character's name is Erica. So she's a singer in the city, and she has a fiance, someone she was together with for 4 years. His name is Jason King. She was like working on an album as well. But a month before her wedding to Jason moves to Charleston without any notice, I guess, because she was surprised that he just left and called off the wedding, basically. And so she stayed in New York to work with on her music and finish this album. But the album ends up not working out. The guy who owns the record label trashed the album because there was a leak of a song or something like that. Anyway, so basically everything she worked for kind of went down the drain. And her best friend slash I think marketing manager finds her this job at a resort. She actually recommends her, and it's a seasonal position, like 4 months, she says. And Christina Milian, or Erica, at first didn't want to do it because it was like a step down for her. She was like, that's basically being a cruise singer. But her best friend convinces her that it's a new beginning, a way to start fresh, get over things. So she goes to this resort, and when she's there, they tell her that besides being like the lounge singer, she's gonna have to sing at weddings. And she really didn't like that because she still had a sour taste in her mouth about like her fiance leaving her a month before the wedding. Anyways, fast forward. There's a day where she's just like hanging out on the beach and some guy's drowning. So she goes to save the guy drowning because no one else is around. But then they start drowning together because the guy starts like pushing her inside the water. So it's a cutscene where they're both like drowning. And then she's getting saved by some hot, dark, muscular thing. So she gets saved by this guy. Her and the guy that was drowning, they both get saved by, his name is Caleb. And then they have a little moment. You know, he's a very good looking guy. They were like a little flirtatious. And he kind of wants to get to know her more, but she kind of like blows him off. So fast forward again. Jason, her ex-fiance, is at the resort as well for his wedding. So now he's engaged to someone named Beverly. They met in Charleston, where they live. But then this Caleb guy that she met on the beach that saved her, Caleb is Jason's older brother. Ex-military, special forces, blah, blah, blah. Good made up story. Anywho, Beverly doesn't know about Erica. So Jason convinces Erica to just pretend like nothing went on between them, that they're just old friends from New York, so that their wedding could go smoothly. But as the movie progresses, Beverly keeps inviting Erica to do like bridesmaid things with her, even though Erica's trying to stay away from that whole thing as much as possible to keep the secret that they were engaged, and then to also like not be around Jason. But it ends up happening, and then Jason ends up like having second thoughts about their breakup, yada yada yada. And then this whole time Caleb and Erica keep having moments though, but Erica and Jason also have little moments. So then let's fast forward more, and then it's like the night before their wedding, Caleb stays with Erica so that basically to protect Erica from meeting Jason that night, because he kind of knew that there was something going on there. And he just wanted Jason not to mess up his thing with Beverly. So he stays with Erica, and then the next morning, Jason comes over because that night Beverly and Jason had a moment. So I guess he became sure that Beverly was the one for him. But the morning that he goes to tell Erica that, he sees Caleb in her room, and he kind of like freaks out. He freaks out that he sees Caleb in her room. But then Erica goes after Jason to kind of like calm him down and to reassure him that Beverly is the girl for him. She was like, to be honest, if you didn't leave, I would have broken up with you anyway. She would have called off the wedding if she was saying. So they were finally getting closure, and Jason was finally like accepting that Beverly was the one for him for sure, for sure. Like he had cold feet. He didn't want to mess it up the same way he messed it up with Erica. But at this point, Beverly finds out that Erica is Jason's ex because she sees them on the beach while they're having this conversation. And Jason's mom, who is a petty thing, blabs that, oh, I can't believe his ex is here, yada, yada, yada. And then that's how she finds out. And then she kind of calls off the wedding and runs away. But then while all this drama is happening, Erica is also running away from Beverly's sister because Beverly's sister is going after her because they all found this out at the same time. But then Erica ends up in the same getaway van that Beverly's in. So then Erica ends up talking down Beverly. And she's like, all right, we're going to do this marriage thing. And so like everything's okay. Erica is going to sing at Beverly's wedding. You know, everyone's happy now. Like everything's hunky-dory. Is that the word? Like all the problems that arose were talked out of, you know. They get married. Erica sings No One at the reception, which was her and Jason's song, which was kind of weird, but it had some sort of symbolism to it. Like, hey, we're finally moving on, blah, blah. But during the reception, Erica finishes the song and then runs to Caleb and they start kissing. So this is where I was like, I know they had like, you know, they had their moments and clearly he liked her. But at the same time, that's still your brother's ex of 4 years. Also, they were going to get married. And then he like freaked out when he thought they were like they had a night together. So at the reception that they actually have this moment, that was like, what? Wouldn't your brother still kind of freak out? But so that's how the wedding scene ends. She's kissing on Caleb, and then that cuts out, and then it ends up it ends with Erica and Caleb cliff jumping. Well, no, her best friend slash marketing manager calls her and tells her that the guy she did the album with, the one that scrapped it, that he's getting back into music and that she should get into contact with him. But she was like, no, sort of like she was gonna pave her own way, something like that. I don't know. Or like something was gonna come. But she hangs up the phone, and then her and Caleb cliff jump into the water, and then they're making out in the water. That's how the movie ends. So that's why I was like, what? So they actually like end up together, even though that's his brother's ex. And then that's her ex fiance's brother. You know, that's like super messed up, in my opinion. And then it's safe to say that he stayed on the island with her during the duration of her 4 months there, or whatever she had left being a singer there, because he clearly had nothing else to do because he was honorably discharged from the military. And he said it too. He's like, it's literally a time in my life where I have no idea what to do. So it's safe to say that he stayed on the island with Erica because they got a that's his new boo type of situation. So it's a happy ending for them, I guess, but it's also messed up for Jason, because Caleb is Jason's brother and Erica is Jason's ex, and Caleb and Erica end up together at the end. I guess you can take it in a positive way and be like, oh, everyone's moved on, it's new openings, but it's also like the reality of it that's kind of messed up. That's it's messed up. That's Come on now. That's a lot of baggage. And keeping it in the family. Talk about keeping it in the family. So overall, predictable. You know, I got what I paid for, but you could have predicted that Erica and Caleb were gonna get together, but at the same time, it's messed up that they did, because that's Jason's brother. Overall, decent movie, good rom com. Ending kind of iffy for me, but it is what it is. There's another Netflix rom com that she's in. It's called Falling in Love. That's the one where she buys an inn in New Zealand and she falls in love doing this. Um, I could review that one too. I like to Overall, I like that one better than this one because this one was kind of toxic, if we're being honest. But see you next time.